What's happening, everybody? Time to make some picks and predictions on the upcoming UFC event this Saturday. Let me just send this link out. Wait a second. Jourdain just pulled out. Man, what the fuck? All right. Well, yeah, that sucks. What's up, Tress? Good to see you. Yeah, I thought Ricky Simone was gonna fight Jourdain, but I guess Charles Jourdain just pulled out of the fight. Shout out to Denial in my Discord for letting your boy know about that. But yeah, I mean, seemingly a pretty good fight night card this Saturday. Super hyped for that. Trying to put together an MMA nerd for tonight as well. Also, I need to do a who's up next for UFC 316, but I've just been so busy. So busy with work and traveling lately that I haven't really been super active on YouTube, but that's all right. Anyway, yeah. Buckley, Usman. God, dude, I don't even know who's fighting on this fucking card. Simon is fighting Smotherman now. Yeah. I saw that in the Discord, but yeah, thank you for letting me know. Not in the AM, bro. Good to see you. Yeah, I gotta like look at the card really fast. Yeah, Ricky Simone fighting Smotherman. That's on Tapology. Any other like fights of note? Chris Coutinho coming back. Former Sean O'Malley victim. This should be a good fight. Chiesa, Court McGee. Craig and Bellato was rescheduled to this card. Cody Garbrandt coming back. Lol. Oh man, Petrosky. Rosnamajunas, everyone's favorite fighter. All right, wow. Okay, you know what? This card is not that great. I take it back. Name value wise, it's not. It's not that great. Anyway, that's all right though. We're here to break it all down, make some picks. Let's do that, shall we? All right. So in your first fight of the night, it'll be Vanessa Demopoulos versus Jamie Lynn Horth. It's taking place at flyweight. Vanessa Demopoulos, 11-7. She is 2-3 in her last 5. 36 years old, 5'2", 59.5-inch reach. Jamie Lynn Horth is 7-2, 3-2 in her last 5. 35, 5'7", 66-inch reach. Look at that. Like, how many people are picking Jamie Lynn Horth to win in this fight? No odds on Tapology. Vanessa Demopoulos had a good run with some submissions in the UFC. She then jumped into the commentator's arms every time she won. It was a fun little gimmick, but I think everybody kind of hated her for it. Also, she got some decision wins that she probably shouldn't have. Let's take a look at her last 5 fights. Yeah, like I thought that Emily Ducati won the fight that she got a split in, and then she got subbed by Amarim and lost the decision to Talia Alencar just a month and a half ago. Jamie Lynn Horth, again, another one of these fighters like I've seen fight many times. I just like don't remember any of her fights because they weren't memorable. Taking Veronica Hardy to a split decision, beating Petrovic by split, and then losing a decision to Miranda Maverick. Like, I would say like the people she's beat are on the level of Vanessa Demopoulos, but like not any better than that. Emily Ducati is an interesting win for Vanessa Demopoulos because again, I thought Ducati won. She's very, very small though, as Emily Ducati, and I think Jamie Lynn Horth obviously going to be the bigger fighter in this fight. I think it's going to give Vanessa a lot more problems, and I'm gonna I'm gonna pick Jamie Lynn Horth. I think she's got. It's just the striking that Vanessa Demopoulos, if she gets you in a favorable grappling position, she can lock it up, and she can out grapple fighters with like no ground game. I think Jamie Lynn Horth has fought again like fighters on the level and gotten wins over fighters on the level of Vanessa Demopoulos, and both of these women are like going nowhere in the flyweight division, which I think is actually looking really good as of late. I actually like women's flyweight. So yeah, gonna go Jamie Lynn Horth. And hopefully Vanessa Demopoulos will be on a 3-fight losing streak after that, and we won't have to see her anymore. Jamie Lynn Horth is at least kind of fun. She tries to have a striking battle with people, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Vanessa Demopoulos here. Next fight, Phil Rowe versus Angelusa at welterweight. Phil Rowe, 10-5, 3-2 in his last 5 on a 2-fight losing streak. He's 34 years old, 6'3", 80.5-inch reach. Angelusa, 10-4, similar records. 2-2-1 in his last 5. What the fuck happened? What was that one? Accidental eye poke, Brian Battle. I remember that. Anyway, he's from Switzerland. 31, 5'10", and a 74.5-inch reach, or 74-inch reach. Angelusa, and he has not been super active, right? This is a guy that got clowned by Munir Lazez, beat AJ Fletcher and Reese McKee, 2 people that are no longer in the UFC, and then he lost the decision to Bompton. So at least he's not getting finished by some of the better fighters that he's fought. And look at this, Phil Rowe knocking out Orion Kosei. Remember the Kosei brothers that came in the UFC and they just sucked ass? Knocking out Jason Witt, Nico Price. Lost a split to Magny, and then lost a decision to Jake Matthews. Angelusa is he's good cannon fodder. Like he'll. Hey, what's up, Sean? It's been a minute since I've seen you, man. Yeah, I'm doing well. Glad to have you here. Angelusa is like good cannon fodder. He can get a win. But I mean, geez, could they have put 2 more irrelevant welterweights on this card? I think this will be at least a fun fight. I'm gonna go Phil Rowe. I'm gonna pick him by decision. Gosh, I mean, again, like Angelusa going to decision with Gabriel Bonfim is a good look. And then I think Phil Rowe, last time he fought was a year ago. I think he just largely got outclassed by Jake Matthews. Angelusa is not going to try to grapple with him, I don't think. Or at least, like, not make it a main part of his game plan, right? Hey, good to see Nick. Sean Moody says, out of town, been busy. I'll be watching Buckley versus Usman, though. Okay. Yeah, his nickname is the Fresh Prince. Phil Skid Rowe. He is on a skid. I'm gonna go Phil Rowe by decision. I'm not very confident in that, but I mean, he's a long, lanky dude. I think the Angelusa obviously has like the bigger frame, be a little stronger. This fight is hard to pick for me. I'm just gonna kind of go Phil Rowe based on past performances. I mean, he hasn't ever beaten anybody good, and neither really has Angelusa. Yeah, this one's kind of a toss-up for me, but I'm gonna go Phil Rowe decision. Next fight is Ricky Simón versus Cameron Smotherman. Obviously, this was supposed to be Ricky Simón versus Charles Jourdain, but then Jourdain had to pull out of the fight, unfortunately. And he's always very fun, though he might not win. He's got submission skills. He's got flashy striking. But yeah, so shout out to Cameron Smotherman for stepping in short notice. This will be taking place at bantamweight. Ricky Simón, 21-6, 32 years old, 5'6", 69-inch reach. He's fighting out of Vancouver, Washington. They got a 6K park there. Cameron Smotherman, 12-5. He is 4-1 in his last 5. 27 years old, 5'9", and a 69-inch reach. So, who did Cameron Smotherman lose? Oh yeah, Surrey City. That's right. A month ago, beating Jake Hadley in an upset, and that's his entire UFC career up to this point. Looking good in Fury, which is a promotion I rate very highly. Ricky Simón, long storied history in the UFC. Man, he's been pretty active as of late, but taking hella L's. His last win before his 3-fight losing streak was Jack Shorey subbed. Not a bad win. Losing to Song Yadong by knockout, losing to Mario Bautista by decision, and then Vinicius Oliveira by decision. And what's weird about those two losses is he got outclassed by Mario Bautista and Vinicius Oliveira. And it kind of just seemed like Ricky Simón had been washed. And he's a guy I rate very highly, or I had rated very highly before taking those two L's. And I also thought he would steamroll Song Yadong like a dumbass. So yeah, I have not been very up on my Ricky Simón predictions. When he goes up against Javid Basharat, I again was like, oh yeah, Basharat just gonna fucking fuck Ricky Simón up. I see you're still vaping, and they have Muska Circus shoes still with the hidden. Okay. Can we have Holland just fight dudes we know he can beat so he can get 40 wins? Well, the problem with that is he gets paid a lot by the UFC. So Ricky is from your neck. Yeah, he's a PNW guy. Shout out to the PNW. I'm in the Northwest, but I was just over. I spent a lot of time in the PNW. So yeah, I do like Ricky Simón. And again, he just had this like fantastic performance against Basharat, and after a 3-fight losing streak, and so I think when you see like Ricky Simón gets a step down in competition, he shines. V Oliveira and Bautista, super good guys, and then obviously Song Yadong, top ranked bantamweight. So yeah, him versus Jourdain was going to be an interesting one. Surrey City beat Cameron Smotherman just by being the better striker. And Cameron Smotherman's still very young. Dude, Ricky Simón only 32. He's been fighting in the UFC for such a long time, it seems. Oh man, I kind of want to pick Ricky Simón by like finish. I am gonna go the safe way and just say he gets the decision win. I'm gonna watch it back this evening and make my picks. All right, cool. Sounds good, Sean. Yeah, I'm gonna go Ricky Simón by decision. I think sprinkling a finish on there is a smart move. Let's see what Tapology thinks. So Tapology, more people got him by knockout than sub, and that's probably because he got a knockout in his last fight against Basharat. I know that Cameron Smotherman, because I think Basharat was probably a big favorite in their fight. Smotherman knows he's in a spot here, in a bind. So I think I just think Basharat maybe just like the rest of us, right? Probably underrated Ricky Simón. So I don't know. I think I don't know what I think about Smotherman, honestly. But no, it is not. No chill. He's a total virgin. But thanks for hopping in. Yeah, I think that like people that are picking Ricky by knockout are just seeing him knock Basharat out in their last fight, and are just kind of banking on that. None at all. No chill. Anyway, yeah, I was looking forward to Ricky versus Jordan, because like that would have been a better fight for both of them in their career, like a crossroads fight at bantamweight. Um, but Smotherman has a big chance to get a name over a very reputable opponent in the bantamweight division, a vet. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he'll pull it off. I think Ricky Simone. I don't know, like, cause he got fantastic grappling, but then fucking dude smoked Basharat. So we'll see if this is a new version of Ricky Simone that can knock pools out. Anyway, Nick, Ricky is so inconsistent, dude. He was on such a long winning streak, but the 3-fight losing streak was to like really good guys. So like I think if he fights really good guys, then he will lose. You know, like he's not a top, like he's like a perennial 15 ranked contender. You know what I'm saying? He's not like a top 10 bantamweight. And I don't think that at this point in his career, Cameron Smotherman is even a top 15 bantamweight. So yeah. Cody Durden versus Jose Ocha at flyweight. Who the fuck is this guy? I don't know who the fuck this guy is, honestly. He had one fight in the UFC, and he was a Loner Kavanaugh victim. So I think if I remember, he looked pretty. He didn't look absolutely terrible in that fight. He is 7-10 or 7-1, fighting on some regionals, LFA to get in the UFC. Regional called Bison. That's fucking gangster, honestly. 24 years old. But yeah, Cody Durden, 17-7-1. 2-3 in his last 5, plus 145 as the underdog. Am I reading this correct? What is it? Are the odds makers high? That's crazy, right? He's from Atlanta, Georgia, hometown for Cody Durden. 34 years old, 5'7", 67-inch reach. Bro, what? Like, okay, it's an underdog, but watch this. Yeah, see, Tapology, 60-40. Wow, Ocha must have looked really good in his fight against Loner Kavanaugh, and I must have just not remembered it. Cody Durden, obviously losing his last fight to Joshua Van, subbing Matt Schnell, having that crazy ass fight with Bruno Silva, getting subbed by Tagir Ulanbekov, and winning a decision against Jake Hadley. So Cody Durden is he's a hammer, but not a great nail. Dude, Bodak, what's up? Good to see you, man. Glad to have you in the stream. Yeah, Cody Durden not the best nail. So when like in that Bruno Silva fight, like he hurt Bruno Silva, and then Bruno Silva just came back and fucking fucked him up. Got outclassed by Joshua Van. But got that win over Schnell by choke. I mean, and Schnell, like we already, I think he said he was retiring or something before or after that fight. I can't remember. No, it was before because yeah, Schnell had another fight. So I just think it's weird that the odds makers have Durden as such a like an underdog. I mean, it's not like a wide underdog. He's plus 145, but still like seems a little odd to me. I don't know shit about this guy, Jose Ocha. I probably should go back and watch his Loner Kavanaugh fight, but why would I do that? I got other shit to do. Making picks, just throwing darts at a board is what I do best. I know Cody Durden. I know that he comes out hot. Your best bet in a Cody Durden fight is to just pick under 2.5 rounds if you're betting, if you ask me. So yeah, I'm gonna go. If you think he's gonna win, I'm gonna go Cody Durden. And again, I think if you pick Cody Durden to win, you pick him by finish. I'll say knockout in the second round. It's gonna be Cody Durden just coming out like a bull in a china shop and wearing Jose Ocha down. I always go second round because it's just makes me feel better. Because if the finish doesn't happen in the first round, then I could go, oh, I'm waiting for the second. But I don't know. Again, not knowing anything about this Jose Ocha guy, I think that if you can weather the storm of Cody Durden, then you can beat him. And maybe Jose Ocha can do that. But I don't really see it happening. I honestly don't even know why the fuck this fight's happening. This is a really weird fight. I think they just kind of want to try to move the rankings along because I mean there's a lot of good flyweights coming up. I think in the next couple of years you'll see flyweight really like fully developed. Um, and this is where it starts. You know, giving these guys that have had one fight in the UFC go up against like a vet, somebody who's inconsistent but fun like Cody Durden. So yeah, give me Durden second round KO. Next fight is Cameron Wellmaker versus Chris Moutinho. Bantamweight fight. Yeah, first of all, I got to shout out No Chill because he predicted the Wellmaker and Cameron Simon fight so well. Man, he just called it to a T. Cameron Wellmaker is a guy who's got a lot of power and he'll hurt guys, Chris Moutinho is most famous for taking a historic ass whooping against Sean O'Malley. It's like Sean O'Malley's Max Holloway versus Cater moment. Yeah, Cameron Wellmaker, I think, is now on everybody's radar, right? After that performance against Cameron Simon. Yeah, so Cameron Wellmaker is 9-0, 31 years old. He's a Georgia native. 5'10", 71.5-inch reach. Chris Moutinho, man. Yeah, so that was a long ass time ago he got smoked by Sean O'Malley, but check this out, man. He fought in Combat Zone, got a bulldog choke, knocked out a guy in CES, another sub in Combat Zone, and he knocked a guy out in Combat Zone. Then he fought on Cage Titans just 6 months ago and got another knockout. So string of finishes gets Chris Moutinho back in the UFC. Without actually having seen those fights, I can't really tell you like how much better Chris Moutinho has gotten. He is 32 years old, so this is the time for him to be in his prime. I honestly, there's no possible way I could pick against Cameron Wellmaker in this fight. But I mean, look at this, man, knocking dudes out left and right. He did get a majority decision over some fuck. Give me 1 second. I have to answer a phone call from work. So sorry, guys. Sorry. Yeah, it's impossible for me to pick against Cameron Wellmaker in this fight. I will give Chris Moutinho the benefit of the doubt and say he makes it the distance. And I think this will be a fun fight. But man, I wouldn't be shocked with a Cameron Wellmaker knockout, and I think it would be a good look for him. Like, oh, here's the guy that Sean O'Malley couldn't knock out. But I just wouldn't be shocked. Chris Moutinho has that kind of style where I think he's willing to take damage. I would be very surprised with the Chris Moutinho win, honestly. And this is again without seeing his finish streak on the regionals. So, yeah, give me Cameron Wellmaker as a lock. But as far as the method of victory, couldn't tell you. I have high hopes for Cameron Wellmaker. All right, next fight is Michael Chiesa versus Court McGee. Taking place at 170. Chiesa, 18-7. Brought himself back from a losing streak. He's on a 2-fight winning streak now. Minus 330 as the favorite. 37 years old, fighting out of Spokane, Washington. Let's go. 6'1", 75.5-inch reach. Court McGee, 22-13. That is a crazy ass record. He's 2-3 in his last 5. Plus 250 as the underdog. He's 40 fighting out of Utah. What is up with all these like Northwest guys on this card? Court McGee or Mountain West. So got a win over Ramiz Brahimaj. And then he took a lot of L's, man. Get knocked out by Jeremiah Wells, get knocked out by Matt Brown, losing a decision to Alex Morono a year ago, and then he subbed Tim Means like pretty easily in his last win. Chiesa losing to Luque by Darce, decision Sean Brady, and then he got Darce by Kevin Holland. But he subbed Tony Ferguson. That was sad. I like to erase that from my memory. And he subbed Max Griffin. I think Court McGee is on the level of a Max Griffin. Court McGee, again, like getting that dub over Tim Means was pretty impressive. I actually picked him to lose that fight. And the reason I picked him to lose that fight, oh, Jesus Christ. Good to see Giuliano in this place. Jeez, I just fucked everything up. Probably shouldn't have the cord so close. Dirty Bird was going in, broken wing, torn feather. The reason I picked Tim Means to beat Court McGee was because fucking Court McGee lost the decision to Alex Morono, who was absolutely fucking horrible. So yeah, I mean, everyone's picking Michael Chiesa in this fight. He's a huge favorite. Man, why is 40-year-old Court McGee still even in the UFC? What's the point? Like, what are we doing? Why is a guy like Michael Chiesa even still fighting? Like, I don't know. This is weird. Yeah, I'm gonna go Chiesa for sure. I feel like he could get a sub, right? I don't know. Does Court McGee in the last couple of years he hasn't been subbed, so dude, but see that's the thing is like Michael Chiesa, I mean, hey, what's up, crossover? Dude, I've heard so much about you, man. Yeah, thanks for being in for a sec. Michael Chiesa is a weird one because remember when he lost to Sean Brady? Like he actually fucked Sean Brady up. Like I think he was like bleeding a lot out of his nose, right? So you got to think like Court McGee could like hang in the striking with Chiesa and possibly even win that exchange. Oh my god. Why am I debating like the finer points of how Court McGee could possibly win this fight? I don't know. I Michael Chiesa by decision. I don't know exactly what the fight's gonna look like. I think it will be fun, but I think it'll probably be just like Chiesa just largely controlling Court McGee. If this stays on the feet, McGee has a chance. Yeah, that's that exactly. He has a chance. I'm not gonna sit here and say like Court McGee has better striking than Chiesa because like I mean he probably does, but Chiesa has like the fundamentals down enough to be able to hurt a guy like Sean Brady on the feet, or at least fuck his nose up. So yeah, I'm going Chiesa by decision again. I think you just see like control time. Good to see Giuliano in the chat. Nick says Court McGee needs the money, like all 40-year-olds. Fair enough. In Minnesota, gonna meet height confirm Isha in like 2 or 3 hours, bro. I'm telling you, the guy is no taller than me. He says he's like 5'8". I'm like, dude, you ain't 5'8". I'm 5'6", and like he's maybe at most an inch taller than me. But again, this is like a thing short guys do. They try to debate like who's like you're not 5'6", you're 5'5.5" or whatever the fuck. So like, yeah, the guy's fucking short. All right, what can I say? But the dude's stocky. Shout out to Isha. Had some beers with that guy. Court via TKO. What? That would be wild. That would be actually very fun. Are we getting a breakdown of dirty boxing this weekend? Definitely not. I wonder if there's anybody out there that's like doing dirty boxing breakdowns. I might give you a short breakdown. I'm trying to do a live chat later this week, but no guarantees. I think we're gonna do an MMA nerd episode tonight between Big Red and No Chill. So that should be really fun. I got to prep for that. I got to come up with so many fucking questions. Anyway, next fight will be Paul Krieg versus Rodolfo Balazzo. This takes place at light heavyweight. So yeah, this fight was supposed to happen a couple weeks ago. It was when I was in DC last month. So I've already broken down this fight. Basically, I mean, look at that. Plus 275 is the underdog for Paul Craig. Paul Craig is always good for a Hail Mary sub. Adolfo Bellato is a guy. Let me see what happened to him. Oh, Jimmy Crute, some weird draw or majority draw. Uh, Knocking out Ihor Pateria. Doesn't really tell us anything. Got some knockouts. Got a knockout in LFA. That's always good. So again, this is a guy I think we just don't know much about. Got good striking. If you're gonna pick Paul Craig, you always pick him by sub, right? But I'm the guy that has zero faith in Paul Craig, but I will give Paul Craig props because he's like a Johnny Walker, like the guy just he loses so great. He's such a great loser. Uh, you, it's always exciting when Paul Craig loses, right? And I think he will lose here. I think Paul Craig is his chin is washed. I mean, let's see how many times has he been knocked out in his past 5 fights. Johnny Walker knocked him out 2.5 years ago. He knocked out Andre Muniz, got subbed by Renan Allen, knocked out by Kaio, and went to a decision in a terrible ass fight with Bo Nickel. So yeah, I'm gonna go Bellato round 1 KO. I mean, like, are all my homies going round 1 KO? Uh, let's see. After that sub last fight, I think Kiesa locks up another sub. I love it. Yeah, I would love to see Kiesa get another sub. I'll start doing breakdowns on Dirty Boxing and Power Slap. Dude, that's fucking sick. Go subscribe to Charlie Bronson. He'll give you the breakdowns you really want. If you ever want to collab, I'm always down. Yeah. How do I get a hold of you, Crossover? And yeah, I'll hit you up. We'll do something. I'm super down. Lotto by TKO. Sadly. I mean, what is who? You know what's funny? My homie Big Red in DC, dude is like a Paul Craig fan. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Like, what kind of degenerate UFC fan you have to be a fan of Paul Craig? Easy pick, or is it Scotland stand up crickets? Craig is the addition of failing to evolve. Yeah, that's a good. But unfortunately, if he locks up that Hail Mary sub, people will be like, "See, Paul Craig is great." It's like, no, he's not. He's just good at submissions. Um, yeah, I'll go KO 1 for Bellato. Alonzo Menafield versus Umar C at light heavyweight. This is an interesting fight for me. Menzofield. Menafield 16-5-1. He's 3-2 in his last 5 plus 350 as the underdog. 37 years old out of Texas. Fortis MMA, great coach over there. I think Safe Saud. He's 6 foot tall, 76-inch reach. Umar C, 11-0. Dude, minus 480 as the favorite. 29, 6'4", 83.5-inch reach. Dude, he's a big boy. Umar C, looking good on KSW. He gets in the UFC, subs that guy Tuco Tacos, and then in his last fight against Da Un Jung, who I actually think is a okay fighter, decent test. He did not look great. He did get the win, but it was a struggle. So now I'm not really sure where to go with Umar C, and I think him being a minus 480 favorite is kind of wild. Again, he is a big motherfucker. Alonzo Menafield went so downhill, letting Pat Barry be his main coach. I don't care if he's coming off a win. Yeah. I mean, I just again like I don't have high hopes for Umar C based off his last performance personally. Again, he's a huge favorite in this fight. Pat Barry is his main coach, you say, for Alonzo Menafield. Interesting. I mean, we've gotten good wins from Menafield. He got knocked out by Olberg and Mirzakhanov. I think if you're a middle of the road light heavyweight, that's just gonna happen. Like Mirzakhanov and Olberg are just those kind of dudes that'll knock you out if you don't have the stand up ability that those guys have, and they're fantastic. Mirzakana more just like the guy that's just coming to knock you out, and then Olberg kind of more of that, city kickboxing, just like technical style of break you down and then go for the finish once he's got you figured out. I don't think that Menafield is fully washed, and I give him a chance in this fight. The thing about Umar C is I think he's just a little bit too safe as of right now in the UFC. Again, I haven't seen his fights in KSW, so I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm a Umar C historian and I know all his fights. Um, but yeah, man, something tells me this is not the worst underdog on the card. And actually, Manafield, he's got some good wins, man. 37, 29. 37 at light heavyweight isn't the worst thing. And Umar C is just developing still. I'm going to give the young guy, Umar C, the benefit of the doubt. If he went to decision with Da Un Jung, I think that, which by the way, Da Un Jung is another like more safe stand up fighter. A Menafield is kind of a little more wild. I'll give Menafield the benefit of the doubt and say he makes it to the final bell with Umar C. But yeah, I will go. I will pick him in this fight. C gets it done. Pat Groomdale. Oh my gosh, Pat has a weird type. The Russian game plan Barry gave Alonzo in the Olberg fight was so bad. Yeah, straight up. Pat is still living off that almost win of Congo. That was a great fight. Betting lines are too far apart for sure. Yeah, it is definitely a wild betting line. But yeah, crossover. Let me know how I can get a hold of you, and I'll hit you up. We'll do something. All right. Next fight is Cody Bumridge versus Mansour Abdul Malik. Taking place at middleweight. Cody Brundage, 11-6. Plus 310 as the underdog, 31 years old. 6 foot and 72-inch reach. Mansour Abdul Malik, 8-0. Minus 420 hat as the favorite. 27 years old. 6'2", 79.5-inch reach, training with MMA Masters. So who did Cody Brundage beat? Oh yeah, that's right, Marquez 2 months ago. That weird Abdul Razak Al Hassan fight was a no contest. Got subbed by Bo Nickel, knocked out Zach Reese, and disqualification win versus Jacob Malkoun. Mansour Abdul Malik knocked out Todorovic. That's like his most notable win. I wasn't too sure about Mansour heading into the UFC. He looks good, but his last fight really just showed me like this dude is super dangerous. And Brundage is a dangerous guy too, but he's just terrible. So he just is not consistent enough to be super dangerous. I think that you could see some crazy ass shit go down and Brundage gets the win, but outside of that, Malik KO will go around one. I think that this kid's really dangerous, and I don't think that Brundage is the guy to test him. But I think that Brundage will at least meet him in the middle, and some wild shit's going to go down. So, yeah, this is a great fight to put on this card. Definitely fireworks guaranteed, in my opinion. But this is the UFC, so, your mileage may vary. C is a Swede, so fuck. What's up, Degenerate Dane? Nacho says Mansour. Cody almost beat Bo. Almost. Shouldn't you be at work? Well, I wish I was working, but I worked till like 8 o'clock last night, so I wouldn't have to work today. So, gotta make that money. I am at work. He's super dangerous, just absolutely terrible. Yeah, like more reckless than actually like this guy's a dangerous MMA fighter. Because his skill, he's just a reckless dude. So that's why he loses all the time, and why people have anointed him Cody Bumridge. All right, the next fight is Cody Garbage versus Rayoti Barcelos, as taking place at bantamweight. Cody Garbrandt, 14-6. This is plus 120 near even. 33, 5'8", 65.5-inch reach. Barcelos 19-5. 3-2 in his last 5. Minus 150 as a favorite. 38, 5-7 and a 70 or 67-inch reach. So yeah, I mean Cody Garbrandt. I mean, man, went on that terrible losing streak. Got a win over Trevin Jones. Knocked Kelleher out, and then lost by sub to Figueiredo on UFC 300. Haven't seen him since. Barcelos losing to Umar and Kyler, subbing Quinones and beating Peyton Talbot by decision. Man, one thing that Cody Garbrandt has not lost since his prime is his incredible speed. The guy is still so fucking fast. And that punch that he hit Kelleher with, he was just baiting him, and then he fucking like just threw a punch like so low. It was cool to see a vintage Cody Garbrandt knockout. The thing is if he goes up against anybody with a pulse, he's losing that fight. I like Kelleher, but yeah, Kelleher's like basically washed at this point. Barcelos, if he fights if he fights somebody with more than a pulse and like a top level fighter in his weight class, he's not getting the dub. But man, it was cool to see him get that win over Peyton Talbot. Everybody thought, or at least I thought, that Peyton Talbot was definitely going to get the dub in that one. I'm going Raoni Barcelos. I think that Cody Garbrandt could make it to the final belt, but I mean, because he's not Davis and Figueiredo on the ground. So I will go Barcelos by decision, but I wouldn't be super surprised with a finish here. I hate this one. There's no chill. Cody Bub versus Cody Garbrandt, great card. Cody Bubridge and Cody Garbage, great card. Boom was injured coming in on a 47 minutes notice. Yeah, I think did he have neck surgery after that fight, or he just had neck surgery or something? Yeah. Denial, good to see it. Cody G gets a throwback KO. That would be sick. Talbot the butt pirate. Yeah. Was he dating Frank Ocean or something? Like, that's just really weird. The whole thing is weird. Kids are so gay nowadays. I think he lost the stand up and had to take Cody down to win. That's true. That's true. Nothing but facts from Denial. These last two comments, straight facts. Yeah, man, I don't know. I've never really liked Cody Garbage. Talbot playing all sides. That's sore ass for Talbot going into the fight. Now that's funny. All right, whatever. Next fight. Edmund Shabazian versus Andre Petroski. This is an interesting fight for me. Let's run through the particulars. Shabazian 14-5. He is 3-2 in his last 5. Win loss. Minus 205 as a favorite. 27 years old. 6'7", 75-inch reach. Training with Extreme Couture now. Petroski on a 3-fight winning streak. 13-3 is his record. Minus 165 as the underdog. 34 years old. 6 foot and a 73-inch reach. So he beat Fran, Budka, and Vieira in his last 3. I would say Fremd is the most similar to Shabazian in this matchup than any of the other two. Shabazian beat Dolce Logiambula, lost to Hernandez, beat Dobson, lost to Mershart, and then he beat Budka. So Edmund Shabazian has a really tough time when he gets on his back, probably like Peyton Talbot. Cody G's performance over Cruz is still one of the best schoolings of a champ I've ever seen, besides maybe Connor. Yeah, 100%. But yeah, Shabazian has a tough time when he gets put on his back. And also, I think Shabazian has terrible cardio as well. I feel like Shabazian, you're guaranteed to see him hurt somebody though in a fight. Like he always figures out some way to land a good strike, which is nice to see from a young fighter. Um, but I just think this is a trap fight because I feel like they're trying to set Shabazian up to get a dub, but I also feel like dude, Petrosky is a guy I've faded so many times, and he's proven me wrong. And he, what is he like? Was he like a D1 wrestler? Like Pennsylvania State wrestler? Like I'm getting the college wrong, but yeah, like he has he has a really good grappling background or wrestling background, collegiate wise. Um, I feel like this is a sneaky fight. If Shabazian could get past Petrosky, I think then we'll go okay. Maybe he is maybe he's making those improvements, right? Because I think the UFC has always had really high hopes for him. They just kind of threw him into the fire a little too fast. They could have developed him along a little bit better. Um, Shabazian might just turn out to be another one of these guys that's just not that good, but has good performances, from time to time. We'll see. I think this fight will tell us a lot. But I am gonna actually pick Petrosky to win here by decision, and it's gonna be kind of boring. Um, I think that by the third round, like Shabazian will be totally gassed, and maybe you could see a finish from Petrosky. If you're gonna go with Shabazian, though, I'd pick him with an early finish, like first or second round. That's his best time to win this fight. It might be shocking that I'm picking Petrosky here. I just think that he's fought decent guys. Maybe I am overrating his win streak a little bit because like he hasn't fought very good dudes. Adolfo Vieira obviously like can sub you. I think I might have picked Vieira to win actually in that fight, but maybe the stand up will be a little bit too much for um, Petrosky because Shabazian is a good kickboxer. But seriously, I am gonna pick Petrosky here, and I think it'll be a UD just based off control time. Um, all right, let's see what you guys are talking about. I've been seeing some weird shit out of the corner of my eye. Yes, Garbrandt versus Cruz was spectacular. Also, Dillashaw, Barrow. Talbot prefers to be on his. Bad take. You said Peyton Talbot has a hard time on his back. You meant to say he is hard when he's on his back. He's a real power bottom. Hoping for a head movement scream during. So he's not training with Edmund Tarverdian anymore. He's now at Extreme Couture, which is seemingly a great move for his career. Ugly fight, dub for Petrosky, either decision or late finish, and early Edmund all day. Yeah, facts. I got Andre via sub. Wow, there you go. Yeah, I would go third round if I was gonna go sub for Andre. You might even see like it'd be a very close fight, and they just lean Edmund's way. So yeah, I think like early KO for Shabazian. Split decision might be a good prop bet. And then yeah, like late sub for Petrosky for sure. Dog money is screaming at me on Petrosky, even though I don't gamble on MMA. All right, Rose Namajunas versus Miranda Maverick. I hate that I even have to break this fight down. This fight's gonna suck. It's gonna be terrible. Rose Namajunas is gonna get the win by decision. Yeah, she's gonna just do barely enough to win the fight, and that's all she'll do. I like Miranda Maverick. She hasn't really developed much. Rose Namajunas still could probably be the champ on the right night. But yeah, man, I'm not even gonna take the time to break this fight down because Rose is just whatever Miranda's gonna do. Rose is just gonna do it just that much better, and that's all that she's gonna do. And nobody cares about this fight, and everyone's lost faith in Rose Namajunas, saying she's the best constantly before her walkout. And it's like, yeah, no, nobody cares. See the face-off photo from this week? Thought Rose was the youngest brother of. I thought Rose was the youngest brother on Shane. Wait, Carl? Carl from Shameless. Miranda one-dimensional gets schooled on the feet after failed takedowns. I think that Miranda is well-rounded. I wouldn't say she's one-dimensional. She just doesn't. There's nothing that she's like exceptionally good at. Um, yeah, this fight doesn't really deserve being broken down. We can check out the odds though, at least. Yeah, plus 210 as the underdog for Maverick and minus 275 for the favorite of Rose. Good for her. All right, main event time. Kamaru Usman versus. Do I support antics and actions of Rose? No, but do I still believe she can be champ? Absolutely, yeah. Flip a coin here for Rose and Maverick. Rose wins. Facts, like 100%. Good to see Brandor, by the way. Are you talking about Usman and Buckley? This is a very, very awesome fight to headline this card. Usman versus Buckley taking place at welterweight. Usman 20-4. Three of those losses coming in the last 2 years. Plus 210 as the underdog. 38 years old, 6 foot tall, 76-inch reach. Joaquin Buckley 21-6. On a hell of a win streak. Minus 275 is the favorite, 31, 5'10, and 76-inch reach. So, if we take a look at Kamaru Usman's last loss, it would be to Khamzat Chimaev, and then he lost the 2 fights to Leon Edwards. Joaquin Buckley. I feel like Joaquin Buckley, he had that insane knockout that we all remember. And then I feel like after that, he just kind of was like, he didn't really know exactly what he was going to do. Because remember, he got knocked out in his next fight against, like, what's that guy's name? Chirico. But I think that, I think Buckley has really come into his own as of late. Like, I've seen his game plan fully develop, and I'm very impressed with what Joaquin Buckley has put together over the last couple years. I think a lot of people are super critical of Buckley because he's just very outspoken. Kamaru Usman had that insanely close fight with Khamzat Chimaev. A lot of people thought he had won. But I mean, shit, that was a while ago. When the fuck was that fight? A year and a half ago? Not too long ago. Kamaru Usman not being active, momentum on the side of Buckley. Obviously, I think everyone's gonna pick Buckley, right? The question is can Kamaru Usman make this fight close enough to where it goes to it's going to be 5 rounds. It's going to go to if it goes to decision, can Usman pull out that championship, medal and just kind of show us why he was champ, do enough to win. You know what I'm saying? That's the question here. Because I don't know, man, like can you imagine if Joaquin Buckley just like steamrolled Usman and just like knocked him out? I don't see that happening. I mean, it's like I don't see Buckley getting a sub. So you got to go finish 3rd round finish. I don't know, man. Like I I I think this fight goes to decision. Um and that makes it tricky. Like Usman could totally win a decision here. Um Man, I actually don't think that this fight is as one-sided as it seems. Like maybe it's like a 55-45 fight. Buckley KOs Usman late. Wow. That would be crazy. That would be honestly the best case scenario for Buckley. Um Everyone says Usman's knees are shot. Dude, I like this fight a lot. I don't think honestly, like I don't think it'll be super exciting. But I think I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. This is an interesting fight for me. I am gonna pick. I'm gonna pick Buckley. Oh my god, dude! You don't pick Buckley by decision though. Like you pick him by KO, right? So if you think the fight's gonna go to decision, you pick Usman, dude. Am I gonna do it? Am I gonna pick Usman by decision? I really just think like because again like Leon knocked out Usman in a fight that Leon was losing, and he knocked him out like the last second when Usman just kind of lost focus. Um, Usman can barely get out of a chair. Oh man, what do you guys think, dude? This is a tricky one for me because I am picking Buckley. I just don't know how he gets it done, and then I'm like, well, fuck. If he goes to the decision, then like that's Usman territory. Brandor says, I don't know how much Usman has left. Buckley's wrestling with that wild striking has him champ talks. Yeah, yeah. 100. He's like a dark horse of the division. I don't. 2023 Usman. Yeah, crazy. Chimaev gonna get exposed by Drake. I hope so. Buckley KOs Usman late. Usman can barely get out of a chair. Buckley's style is just overwhelming now with the added wrestling and the chaos creates chances to hurt people, and he has great finishing instincts. Yeah, yeah. Usman won't get off the stool between the fourth and the fifth. Wow. Usman by first round KO. Damn, says Telvin. Good to see Telvin. Dude, first round KO. What the fuck? When was the last time he knocked somebody out in the first round? That would be insane. Buckley via sub. Unexpected pick. Yeah, pick the pick nobody's expecting. That's the way to go. If Usman can wear Buckley out, then maybe. But if Buckley can stop the takedowns, then Buckley by KO. Buckley by KO. So you guys really think like Usman's just washed and is it a case of Usman being washed or Buckley just being this overwhelming force now in the weight class? God, this is an interesting fight. Dude, I am having a hard time picking this fight. Again, it's like if I go Buckley by decision, then it's like that's weird. Buckley by decision. You probably got to go Buckley by KO 4, right? But I just have a feeling that Usman could pull this out. Both it's all father time and timing of the matchup. I think it's age and durability for me. But Usman's still durable, right? But he's 38 now. Fuck. Ring rust is real. That's true. That's true. He has been inactive. Usman's body is leaving this chat. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. All right. So wait. Let me ask you guys a question. Let's say the fight is won mostly by Buckley. Usman has his moments and it goes to decision. Are you guys still gonna say Usman's washed? You know what I'm saying? Like Father Time's caught up with him, or are we gonna? Because again, you're giving Buckley a lot of credit here, and I am too. I'm just saying, like, if he doesn't get finished in this fight and he looks okay, what then? You know, I don't know. Honestly, man, like I think it's time for Usman to just retire. Like, I don't even think he's that washed. I think it's just like, what are we doing? I guess I have no choice, but to pick Buckley by KO 4. I'm so tempted to pick Usman by decision here, though. Top, much energy and great scrambles from Buckley, and he's had the better KO opportunity. Buckley is more than well-rounded fighter from a damage and effective standpoint. Yeah. And what's up, dude? I'm about to end the stream, but it is good to see you, my friend. I think we're gonna go live again tonight, whether it be for MMA Nerd or maybe a live. Who's up next? I'll try to give you guys. Does anyone care about live chats? I need to do a live chat. It's been too long since I've done one, so I'll try to give you guys one maybe tomorrow or the next day. Nah, Friday's not a good day for live chats. I'll do a live chat tomorrow night. I'll get it on the schedule and I'll get it done. Usman versus Chiesa next. Meh, I don't know. I care about a live chat. All right, cool. That's what's up. Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'll go. Buckley KO4. That's gonna be my picks for the card. Let me know your guys' picks. Again, Tapology League in the description of the channel. If you guys want to make picks, whoever gets the most event wins at the end of the year, I'm gonna give $100 to. Fall won last week's Tapology. Nobody has 2 wins yet. So shout out to everybody participating in the Tapology League. I better save these picks before I end the fucking stream because I always forget to do that. All right, cool. We're there. Usman goes to GFL. If he loses the non-existent GFL league. All right, guys. I'm gonna get up out of here. Stay tuned though. Check the channel out for a possible MMA nerd tonight between Big Red and No Chill. I hope that both men can make it today. If not, I'll give you guys a live who's up next for tonight, and we'll match make for every card on the 316 card because again I haven't made that video yet and I've been slacking. So hey, what's up, Isha? I'm just about to end the stream. I'll be sure to lay down the worst, most biased picks of the dude. You actually won. You won like 2 weeks ago. You won the Blanchfield versus Barber card. Buckley is too strong and young. I like Usman, but Buckley is too strong. Yeah, man, he really is. He really is. GFL team Omaha needs Marty from Nebraska. Yeah. If there ever was a person, a first round draft pick, it would be Kamaru Usman. Ice Wars this weekend, baby. Let's go. All right, guys. I'm gonna get up out of here. Stay tuned for a possible MMA nerd tonight, or we'll do a live who's up next matchmake for 316, and you guys can participate in that. So yeah, I'm gonna get up out of here. Boom Boom Kelleher making his UFC debut on skates. What the fuck? His BKFC debut on skates. Yeah, that is insane. You should do a fight companion for that, Isha. All right, boys. I'm out. See you.